In a small village surrounded by hills, there lived a man known for being lazy. He avoided work and always looked for easy ways to eat without any effort. He thought life should be simple and that others should take care of him. One sunny day, while wandering the countryside, his stomach growled with hunger. Spotting an apple orchard nearby, he decided to sneak in and steal some apples. As he reached for an apple, a farmer saw him from afar and yelled, running toward him with anger. Scared, the lazy man dropped the apple and ran into the thick forest beside the orchard, hoping to escape the farmer. Once deep in the forest and catching his breath, he stumbled upon a shocking sight. An old wolf lay on the ground with only 2 legs. The man was curious. How could this wolf survive in such a dangerous place? It seemed happy, crawling around peacefully despite its struggles. Suddenly, he noticed movement nearby. His eyes widened as a lion approached the wolf, holding a large piece of meat. Terrified, the man climbed a tree to avoid being the lion's dinner. But to his surprise, the lion didn't attack. Instead, it gently placed the meat in front of the wolf and walked away. The man was amazed. A wolf that couldn't hunt was being fed by a powerful lion. He felt a rush of relief and joy. This must be a sign from God, he thought. If he cares for a crippled wolf, he must have a plan for me too. I don't need to work hard. God will provide. Believing this, the man found a comfy spot in the forest to wait for God's help. Just like the wolf, he settled under a big tree and waited. Hours turned into a day, and as night fell, he wrapped himself in his old clothes, still waiting. Another day passed, but no one came to feed him. He was hungry but stubbornly held on to his belief that help would arrive. As days went by, his faith began to fade, his stomach growled louder, and he felt weaker. After 2 long days without food, he could take it no longer. Exhausted, he decided to leave the forest and head back to the village. On his way back, he saw an old sage sitting under a tree, meditating. The sage's calmness drew him in, and he shared his story. He told the sage about the wolf, the lion, and his choice to wait for God's mercy. With a sigh, he asked, "Wise one, God showed mercy to the wolf. Why didn't he help me? Why must I suffer from hunger?" The sage opened his eyes and smiled gently. "My son," he said, "God has a plan for everyone, including you. But you misunderstood the signs. He didn't want you to be like the wolf, waiting for help. He wanted you to be like the lion, strong and able to take care of yourself and others." The man was surprised by the sage's insight. He had never thought of it that way. The sage continued, "We can misread the signs and choose the wrong path. But it's never too late. Every experience teaches us something. Now that you understand, you can change your ways. Be like the lion, take action, be strong, and life will reward you." Filled with new understanding, the man realized his mistake. He thanked the sage and promised to change. No longer would he wait for things to come to him. From that day on, he would work hard and take charge of his life, just like the lion. Sometimes we misinterpret the signs meant to guide us and end up lost, but don't lose hope. Reflect on your life and think about any signs you might have misunderstood. This story reminds us that a happier, more successful path is always possible if we are willing to learn and grow. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment below with your thoughts or questions. I'd love to hear from you. Share this video with someone who might benefit. Subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated with all our latest content. Follow Heart Connects Mind.